Sunday evening. I'm underneath my little tiny Japanese maple tree and I'm sitting in the mulch, or laying in the mulch beside my boxwoods. There's a cardinal running into every single window on the side of the house back there. If I can catch him again, I'll try to get a picture of it. And the neighbor boys are playing on their motorbikes in the field. You can hear that cardinal. There he is up in the window upstairs. I don't know if you can see him or not. His little tail up there. His little tail up there sticking out. He's like banging into all the windows. Why do cardinals run into windows all the time? Does anybody know? Can anybody give an answer for that phenomenon? I would say it's cute, but he's either going to break our window or get hurt. I don't know about that. And then my flowers are blooming out here. Finally, that's a viburnum. It smells so good. It's so perfumey. So let's talk about this ongoing argument my sister Cindy and I have been having for like decades. So I decided to come back in the house to read this comment. So my last video, I talked about how how I always feel bad because I was so annoying as a kid. And I got all these comments. They were like, oh, you weren't annoying, and that's just what kids do. And it was so sweet, the comments that I got. And then my sister Cindy wrote this big comment, and now I will read it. I found it finally. And she says, sorry you feel like you were an irritating urchin growing up. First of all, you never did anything more than any child would have done. Well, thanks. And she says, you never did anything. Oh, wait, you hardly ever said anything and had all the friends in the neighborhood because you were as sweet as you are now. Oh, thanks. And then she says, second, I'm sure it was my fault that you feel unworthy. She has such a guilt complex. She's always like, oh, it's my fault that you feel that way or you did that. I'm sure it's my fault. Well, it wasn't. So then she says, then she goes on to say, you did sell my clothes and left my Barbie outside for the dog to chew up, and I got mad. So let's just take this one sentence at a time, because finally we're going to resolve this argument. I'm going to put it to rest. Let's start with, well, first of all, I did leave the Barbie outside in the backyard. I left it outside, but the dog didn't get it. It was run over by the lawnmower. So see, the dog didn't chew it up. But I remember that. I do remember the arm got chewed or the hand got chewed off or something. And the clothes definitely got run over by the lawnmower. But I remember, it was this beautiful Chinese Barbie doll. It was this China doll, and it was just beautiful. And it had the prettiest face. And I remember I took the head off because the head was preserved. So I put the head on a different Barbie doll, and then it was fine. Even though I think the skin tones might have been a little different, but but it was fixed. So that answers that question. And what's the other part? You did sell my clothes. Now that's not true. I didn't sell your clothes. I gave them to Goodwill. And it was a bunch of boots. It wasn't your clothes. It was a bunch of boots. And I had them all in a huge garbage bag. But they weren't in the garbage bag in the basement. They were all in the basement all over the place. And nobody ever wore them. Even though it might have been the summertime. But I just remember, like, nobody wore them for, like, ever. And they were just kind of laying around in the basement. And I was cleaning out the basement. And I put them all in this big garbage bag. And I took them to Goodwill. So isn't that better? I didn't sell them. But it seems to me, let's see. Somebody sold a petticoat. And that wasn't me. Was that Carrie's petticoat? I think. One of my sisters was really good at selling. Like, she'd sell anything. Like, here, buy this. I'll sell it to you. Somebody sold a petticoat at a yard sale. And then somebody sold a rototiller. I don't know. Something like that. But it was so funny. Long-standing arguments with siblings. I remember that petticoat thing. There was lots of weeping and wailing about that. So that was that. And if you have any long-standing arguments with your siblings that you would like to get resolved once and for all, I'd love to hear about them. You should put them in the comments, or we could do another video about them. But I should do a video with my sisters so we can solve these problems and put them to rest once and for all. So that might be the next in the future sometime. So coming up, I am working on some stories about when we were kids, and I'm going to do some little stories about when we were little and in church and things we used to get up to and the problems we had to solve and how our parents had to step in and correct us for stuff that we did, and we needed it, and I think it might be fun to see that. Also, I need to come up with some songs for Easter. So I'll be recording those. I'm going to a little church at the end, or up my road. It's so pretty. And I'm going to do some recording there, and hopefully I can get that out next week. So it was good to see you guys again. I love the springtime. It's so pretty. I took some pictures of my garden today. And there's lots to be done, but I think this place in April is just the prettiest place in the whole world. Like, I just can't wait to come home and just sit there and sit in my garden and just stare at it. So I love it. So I hope you're enjoying your springtime too, wherever you are. Just enjoy the beauty and the creation, and the wonder of God's creation is so relaxing and amazing. So I hope you have a good day wherever you are, whatever you're doing. Love you guys very much, and I will see you next time.